My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus, it is very strange, very often we are being focused on the unimportant things of our life. There are many important things to be discussed and focused, but very often we are distracted towards all and we come down, and very unimportant things are becoming our matter of conversation or matter of our focus. Very often we are having the diverted focus, which are important very often is being neglected. Because we are being confused, and well, that's why very seldom we speak about the eternity or the concept of heaven. That becomes a rarely discussed concepts, or either in the church or in certain pious groups we discuss about the eternity or heaven. Otherwise, that is not a matter for us. For example, the creed that we recite every day, we say always, I believe in God, God will come again to judge the living and the dead. And we are very sure that He will come again to judge the living and the dead. If really that become a matter of our discussion, life will be changed. Because it is very clear that He will come again. And whenever there is an obligation mass, we all say together, He will come again to judge the living and the dead. Imagine going to judge the living and the dead, which is going to come, that is our foundation of our faith. But very often that becomes very seldom we discussed about that. Though we recite it, we don't believe it. Though we believe it, though it is not an affecting matter in our life. Because we have many other things to be done. Therefore, we don't give that though we recite it, we don't give much priority for that. Otherwise, the life of the Christians would have been changed a lot. We all would have become really holy. Because we know Jesus is coming to judge the living and the dead, means we will be prepared enough. But we don't think. We think about Him when we come to the church, otherwise we are forgetting it. Whereas if we think always, every moment, there is someone who is to come to judge the living and the dead, means we will be prepared enough. We will not do anything wrong. We will be so holy. We will respect the other, and we also will keep up the modality of that is being preached by the Christianity. All those things will be kept up in our life. But very often, we don't think about that. So we live as the ordinary people. That means our focus on important things is becoming unimportant things to be discussed in our life. That is why in the first reading, it is being said to focus on God. Without Him, we can do nothing. And Lord the God, your God, is the only God. Honor Him, respect Him. That's what we have heard in the first reading. And the Gospel also said the same thing. John the Baptist, as he was imprisoned, is sending the two of his disciples to ask, are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for one another? We may wonder why John the Baptist is sending the disciples to Jesus. Because he is the one who paved the path for Jesus, and he is the one who baptized Jesus, and he is the one who indicated to the people, saying that here is the Lamb of God. So these are the evidence that are already there in the Bible, but still John the Baptist is sending his disciples to ask Jesus, are you the one who is to come, or should we look for someone else? Why it is being said? There are a few reasons behind it. Why John the Baptist sent the disciples to Jesus? It is not just because of John the Baptist had a doubt about Jesus, but the reason is that he was already imprisoned. John the Baptist already imprisoned, and he knew very well that he is not going to live longer. At the same time, he wanted his disciples to join with Jesus. At the same time, the disciples of John the Baptist had a doubt. Is John is the Messiah, or the one who is preaching the other side is the Messiah? So they had the doubt. In order to clarify this doubt, at the same time to make his disciples to have the faith in Jesus deeply, he sent the two of the disciples to go and ask him, are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for someone else? The answer of Jesus is something different. Jesus asked the disciples, go and tell him what you hear and what you see. And happy are the one who doesn't lose faith in me. That's the most important statement that Jesus said to the disciples of John the Baptist. So what we see and hear are the more evidence for us to believe in him. And they have seen everything. So what they have seen, they have seen that the blind are getting the sight, the dead are being rising again, the lame are walking, and many sick people are being healed. These are the things that are being foretold by Prophet Isaiah before the coming of the Messiah. These were the signs that were given about the Messiah, the coming Messiah. Because Prophet Isaiah proclaimed, when the Messiah comes, he will make everything in order. He will give you the liberation. He will proclaim the good news to the poor, and he will give sight to the blind. Many diseased will be healed and will come back to life. So all those things that they have been foretold and heard from the book of Prophet Isaiah has been actualized by the arrival of Jesus. So it was very clear and evident for them who is the Messiah. So why John the Baptist sent the disciples means to make these disciples of John the Baptist to follow Jesus, seeing and hearing. And the second reason why John the Baptist sent the disciples is that Jesus, after his arrival, they all believed he will give the liberation, economical liberation, political liberation, social liberation. So they were thinking about how the concept of the Messiah was something entirely different, the one who is going to come with the political power. But apart from all these views and expectations, Jesus has gone to Galilee. Actually, he is supposed to come to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the center part of the very political, social, and economical activities. But instead of coming to Jerusalem, Jesus began his ministry from Galilee. So that was so surprising for everybody. If he is a true Messiah, he is supposed to begin his journey from Jerusalem. But he never come to Jerusalem. He is coming to Jerusalem at the end. But he has started his mission from Galilee. So they were all much worried and doubted. Is he truly the Messiah? At the same time, we know John the Baptist is imprisoned, and the disciples of John the Baptist were thinking he will come and liberate John the Baptist. Nothing has happened. So all these things made the disciples of John the Baptist in a chaos. That's why Jesus said, you go and experience, you go and hear, you go and see, and you go and experience and come back to the real faith, who is the real Messiah and who I am. So as we are preparing ourselves for this Holy Eucharist, the same situation is being given to us. Jesus is inviting us, see, you hear and you experience, and you go and believe and live what you have heard and what you have seen. Same thing he said, there is no difference. What is being said in the gospel of today years ago is being repeated here now. So now, what is our approach? We may blame the disciples of John the Baptist. Why they are going to ask Jesus such kind of things, such kind of questions? And we may think, why John the Baptist sent the disciples to Jesus? These kind of questions will be there. But come back to our life. And what we do now today, we are hearing, we are going to see, we are going to experience him in the form of bread who is going to come in our life. The same experience, same seeing, same hearing is going to happen. After this, what about my life? Where I am going to stand? What is going to be my situation? Am I just to go and live again as I came for the Mass? Or am I decided to have any change in me? That's what we have to think today. And decide at the end, the last point of gospel of today, happy are the one who do not lose faith in me. That means happy are the people those who do not lose the faith in Jesus. After seeing all these, we may forget about the faith. We may forget about the creed. We may forget about what we have discussed. We may forget about what we have heard and seen, and we will go in our own way. That means we are losing our faith. We are forgetting about our faith. So Jesus said, happy are the one who do not lose the faith in me. Let us analyze our life based on the readings of today. Let's try our level best not to lose the faith in Jesus. God bless you.